And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, the World Cup is upon us in Brazil in 2014, so soccer fever is taking over the world once again, or football fever, and so we have a game here about that called Age of Soccer. This is a game about the beautiful game of soccer meets ancient mythology. Huh? What? That doesn't make sense. This is not a game about playing a game of soccer. It's a game about having a team of soccer and playing your cards correctly. I'm not even sure that's a good description. Well, you better look at this. Each player picks this mythological team. I'm not really sure how this is working. I think it's a modern day thing, but you have these gods from the Aztecs or, you know, the Parthians or the Romans. So the teams are basically identical. But whichever team you take, you're going to take a pile of tokens of that team. So let's say you're the Spartans, you'll take the Spartan tokens, etc., etc. And then you'll place that the board of that team in front of you. And then you're going to have an attack and defensive score, and both of those start at 4. And that's because you'll see here that this gives you a defense of 2, this gives you a defense of 1, an attack of 1. So you basically have, I guess, generic players in the game. As time goes by, you will be adding other players. So this guy here is a defensive player, so I can put him here, and he doesn't add anything to the defense, but he adds 4 to the attack. And it doesn't even matter that he's a Roman, for example, and I'm not the Roman team. You can put people from any grouping in front of you. So as time goes by, you can see that you can really work up your attack and defense by adding people in. There's even the occasional people who will actually subtract from, like this goalkeeper here. He's a 5 defense, but he subtracts from your attack. But hey, he gives you 5 defense. So as you add these people to your team, you'll be changing your score here at the top. The first thing you'll do in your turn, you'll have some action cards. You start with 5 at the beginning, but you can draw 2 action cards or you can draw a player card. That's how you get player cards to put on your team. Then after that, you can trade. You can trade 1 player card in to get another action card, or you can trade 3 action cards to get a player card. It's not a very good rate, but it is a way to get them if you have extra cards. You then can play training cards. So you'll be playing training cards. These have a little green icon down in the bottom of the card. So for example, you'll see this red card here has a little green icon down there in the corner. That means you'll be playing these during the training phase. The red card you basically put in front of another player, and that person misses a turn. You have a transfer window card, which basically you stick it in the middle and you put in a bunch of cards, player cards, and everybody gets to pick one in player order. If you play injury, you will get rid of somebody else's player on their team. If you play bankruptcy, someone else loses 2 action cards randomly. If you pick insider trading, you can basically steal a player from one team and put them in another team. If you play Samba Fever, everyone gets a card. If you play Greedy Agent, you'll steal an action card from someone else randomly. However, you can steal 2 if you have 2 players that match the background of this person here. So he's a purple. If you have 2 purple players on your team, you can steal. That almost never happens, but they have it. Same thing they have here with a millionaire owner. It's a way for you to get more action cards. You get 2 of them, but you get 2 of them, you get a third one if you have the 2 people that match that color. So if I have 2 of the orange players on my team, then I will get 3 action cards when I play this millionaire owner. After you're done with this and you're done adding players to your team, etc., you can decide to challenge someone else to a match, a soccer match. But you can only do this if your attack is greater than or equal to their defense. So you can see here, my team here has an attack of 11 and a defense of 13. I look over here, his attack is 7, his defense is 9. So I can attack him because my attack is equal to or higher than his defense, but he could not attack me. However, you can play this card here, Dazzling Cup Run, and that lets you play a match against anybody, no matter what. There's also a defense card which someone can play to up their defense by 4 points so that they cannot be attacked, or there's an Eagle Eye card which ups your attack by 4 points so that you can attack. Now when you attack, they're playing a match. This is a very simple concept. You are simply going to play a shoot card, and then they have to play a save card. If they cannot play a save card when you play a shoot card, you will take one of their tokens and put it in front of you. Your goal is to get one token from each other player. Any player can play an offside card to stop a shoot card. Some shoot cards are like special shoot cards. You can only play these if you are this team, or if you have one of their players on their team. Now you're apparently shooting a soccer ball with spikes, or you're going to shoot a soccer ball that has some kind of pink skull, Aerolix, Annihilation Shot. These cannot be blocked by regular saves, but they can be blocked by super saves, like Ahriman's Darkness, which apparently uses darkness to catch the ball, or Zeus's Lightning. I have no idea how lightning helps you catch a ball. You can also play counterattack cards, which lets you kind of reverse the situation as a defender and go on the offensive against the attacker. Whether you make the shot or not, it goes to the next person's turn, and you keep going till you have won a shield from every other team in the game. The first person who does that is the winner of the game. Hey, is anybody left? Because I bet a lot of people turned off the video before they got to this point. I like soccer, and I'm still looking for a good soccer game. I would love a good soccer management game, but this one really isn't that. This one is simply draw cards and play what you got. You play a shot card. I have a save. I don't have a save. I mean, it's really just kind of random. All these cards, I mean, you get, you're like, oh, that's a cool card, I'll play it. That's not a cool card, I won't play it. It just doesn't seem very fun or exciting. A match is simply me playing a card and you blocking it or not. That's a match? That's, I mean, I have this little hockey game from GMT. And that game simulates a hockey game and just playing a card. It's basically war. But there's a much cooler way of doing it than this game does. This is a single card format, and I don't think anybody is really going to like this game. I mean, the components are cool. It's neat that they have all these shields. And I did think if there's one good thing about the game, the artwork's pretty cool. And I like the fact that you have to hit everybody once. So there's no gang up on the leader aspect here. But then again, who cares who I attack? And moving all these stats around and stuff, that sounds neat, but it's so obvious. You take someone, add them to your team, unless they don't fit. There's none of this, I wonder if this guy would go in this position. Yeah, but he might not be good there. There's none of that. You add good stuff to you. You take good cards. Maybe kids would enjoy this, but even they would probably say, where's the soccer? Because the game of football is just not in here at all. It's just play good cards yourself. This is a take-that game with a lot of extra trappings and a really high dose of randomness. I cannot recommend it. I think the company should take the artwork and use it for something else because the artwork is phenomenal. But it's nothing more than hoping the other person doesn't have a card in their hand. And there's no strategy in that. Age of Soccer? No. This is Age of drawing cards and hoping you get good ones.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!
Yeah?